The Ghost Ship, The Eternal Silence of Mary Celeste, 8+ minutes script. Part 1, The Dark Overture, 000 to 145. Close your eyes and listen to the sound of the waves. Now, imagine a ship, the Mary Celeste, cutting through the Atlantic mist in December 1872. To anyone watching from afar, she looked like a masterpiece of engineering, sails full and steady. But as you get closer, the silence begins to scream. There is no captain on the deck, no sailors at the ropes, no sound of human life, only the creaking of wood and the relentless slapping of the ocean against the hull. When the boarding party from the De Gratia finally stepped onto those wooden planks, they didn't find a crime scene. They found a ghost. A table was set for breakfast. The tea was still warm. A child's dress was laid out. But the 10 people who called the ship home had vanished into the thin, salty air. Today, on Urban Shadows, we are going beyond the history books. We are diving into the psychological horror and the unexplained void of the Mary Celeste. What could be so terrifying that a seasoned captain would abandon his ship in the middle of a calm ocean? Prepare yourself, because the truth is darker than any fiction. Part 2, The Perfect Departure, 1:45 to 3:30. The story starts in Newark, November 1872. Captain Benjamin Briggs was not a man of mystery. He was a man of God and a man of the sea. He was a veteran with a spotless record. On this voyage, he wasn't just leading a crew. He was protecting his family. His wife, Sarah, and their 2-year-old daughter Sophia were with him. Imagine the scene. The cabin filled with the smell of Sarah's rose-scented perfume and the sound of Sophia's laughter. They were carrying 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol to Italy. It was a high-stakes cargo, but Briggs knew the risks. For the first 10 days, the weather was fair, the winds were in their favor, and the logs showed a routine journey. But somewhere between the Azores and the coast of Portugal, something happened. Not a storm, not a leak, something that left the ship perfectly intact, but emptied it of every beating heart. Part 3, The Discovery of the Void, 3:30 to 5:15. On December 5th, Captain Morehouse of the De Gratia spotted the Celeste. He knew Briggs personally. They had even shared a final dinner before leaving New York. When he saw the ship drifting aimlessly, his heart sank. He sent his mate, Oliver DeVoe, to investigate. DeVoe described the scene as eerie and haunting. The sails were slightly torn, but the ship was fit to sail. He found the crew's pipes still filled with tobacco, their oilskins and boots tucked away. Sailors never leave their boots if they are abandoning ship willingly. In the galley, pots were on the stove. In the captain's cabin, he found the logbook. The last entry was ordinary, written in a steady hand just 9 days prior. There were no cries for help, no mention of pirates, no signs of madness, just a sudden violent stop in the narrative of 10 lives. Where did they go? Why would a mother leave her child's toys and vanish into the freezing Atlantic? Part 4, The Theories of Terror, 5:15 to 7. For over a century, the world has tried to fill this silence with noise. The first theory was mutiny, that the crew got drunk on the alcohol and killed the Briggs family. But the alcohol was industrial. Drinking it would be suicide. Then came the theory of a giant squid, a kraken that pulled the family from the deck. While terrifying, there were no marks on the ship, no slime, no broken wood. But then there is the seaquake theory, a sudden underwater earthquake could have caused the alcohol barrels to leak toxic fumes. Fearing an explosion, Briggs might have ordered everyone into the small lifeboat. But then the question remains, if they were in a lifeboat tied to the ship, how did the rope snap? And why couldn't they row back to the ship that refused to blow up? Or perhaps they encountered something from the shadows, a localized madness, an infrasound that causes intense fear and hallucinations. In the deep ocean, the mind plays tricks, and sometimes those tricks lead you straight into the abyss. Part 5, The Curse of the Ghost Ship, 7 o'clock to 8:30. The tragedy of the Mary Celeste didn't end in 1872. The ship itself seemed to carry a stain of death. Every subsequent owner faced financial ruin, illness, or disaster. It was as if the ship was a vessel for a curse that wouldn't die. Eventually, it was intentionally wrecked off the coast of Haiti in a desperate insurance fraud. But even then, the sea wouldn't take it fully. Pieces of the hull still rest there, silent witnesses to a secret we may never uncover. 150 years later, we still ask, what did Sarah Briggs see in her final moments? What did the captain fear more than the ocean itself? The Mary Celeste remains the ultimate ghost story because it reminds us that despite all our technology, the ocean is still a place of ancient shadows and unsolved disappearances. Part 6, Final Thoughts and Outro, 8:30 to 9:30. The 115 people of Roanoke, the 10 souls of the Mary Celeste, history is littered with those who stepped out of time and never returned. Perhaps they are still out there, drifting in a world we cannot see. What do you believe happened in that final hour of December 1872? Was it a freak of nature or a moment of supernatural reckoning? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We are building a community of shadow seekers here at Urban Shadows, and your voice is a vital part of the mystery. If this story haunted you as much as it did me, subscribe and hit the bell for more deep dives into the dark. I'm Marcus, and until next time, keep searching for the truth, even when it hides in the deepest shadows.